Hello again. Welcome to another one of our virtual maths lessons. I'm Mr. Williams and I'm from Upton Infant School in Poole, and here are some of our friends. This is Suki and Sunny, Wilf and Poppy, who are going to help us with our learning today. In our last session, we looked at counting in twos, and we're going to start off by warming ourselves up with a bit of practice of counting in twos. Are you ready? So, here's our friend Poppy, and she would like to know how much money is in the piggy bank. So I am going to drop some 2p coins into the piggy bank. Can you please count in twos, listening carefully to tell me how much money I've dropped in the piggy bank? Okay, here we go. Okay, how much money was in the piggy bank? Brilliant, it was 10p. Okay, let's try again. So how much money did I put in the piggy bank this time? It was 16p. Well done if you got it right. Okay, let's do it one more time. Listen carefully. So how much money do you think is in the piggy bank now? It was 20p. Well done if you got it right. Well, this session is all about counting in tens. But just before we get started, here's our friend Suki to tell us the things that we need before we can start our lesson. So, for this lesson you will need a pencil and paper, or a whiteboard and a pen, and a number line. Now the number line I'm using is a 0 to 100 number line, which goes up in tens. Now if you've got one, brilliant, don't worry if you haven't. And also I'm going to be using 100 square today. Again, brilliant if you've got one, don't worry too much if you can't get hold of one. So if you want to pause the video here to get the things together, that would be great. See you in a minute. So to begin with, we're going to be using the 100 square. Now I'm going to put one on the screen so you can have a look at that one. If you've got one at home to use, fantastic. Now we're going to use 100 square to count in tens. Okay, so here's our friend Sunny, and he is saying we can use the 100 square to help us count in tens. So let's do that. Let's count in tens using our 100 square and highlight off the numbers as we say them. So we start with 10, then 20, 30. Have you noticed we're starting a pattern? Now if you've got 100 square at home, see if you can carry on counting in tens, highlighting the numbers off on your 100 square, and I'm pretty sure that you can see the pattern already. Come back here once you've done it. Okay, welcome back. Shall we continue counting in tens? So we're up to 30 on my 100 square. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. And that's quite a neat pattern, isn't it? We've highlighted every number in the last column on our 100 square, and all of those numbers end in a 0. Now, do you remember in our last lesson when we were counting in twos, we used the magic counting stick to help us? Well, we're going to use this again today to help us count in tens. Now, on my counting stick, I'm going to start off by putting the number 0 right on the end here on my counting stick. And today we're going to counting tens. We're going to count all the way up to 100, which is here on my counting stick. So let's count in tens. You counting along with me, starting at 0. Let's go. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Well done, super counting. Shall we have a go at counting backwards, starting at 100 and counting back in tens to 0? Do you think you can do it? Okay, let's try. 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Well done, super counting. Did you listen to all of these numbers up here? Apart from 10 and 0, they all ended in T. 20, 30, 40. Sometimes we call those our T numbers. Now, we're going to use our counting stick to see if we can find the mystery number. So again, we're going to be counting in tens. So each of our divisions on each of our lines on the counting stick is 10. So I wonder what our mystery number is this time. Starting at 0, counting in tens. Can you work out what it would be? Okay, let's do it together. So starting at 0, we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 was our mystery number. Okay, let's do another one. Now, to be a little bit trickier this time, we're going to start at 30 on our counting stick. Counting in tens, what is the mystery number this time? Okay, let's work it out together. 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 was our mystery number. Well done if you got it right. Ready for another one? I tell you what, shall we count backwards for this one? Okay, starting at 100, counting backwards in tens. What is that mystery number? Right, let's work it out together. So, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50 was the mystery number. Okay, ready for one last time? So this time I've got 70 on my counting stick. What's the mystery number? Okay, here we go. Let's work it out together. So, starting at 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20 was the mystery number. Well done if you got it right. Now let's take a look. If we start counting in tens from a different number. So here I've chosen 3. Now, if we count in tens, each time we're going to be adding a 10 on, but our ones digit will stay the same. So if we add on 10, our next number is 13. Our ones number is the same, we've still got a 3, but we've got 1 10. And if we add on another 10, we've got 23. The ones are still the same. Then 33, 43, and so on up to 93. So by adding 10 each time, we've got our pattern of highlighting the whole column containing the numbers with 3 ones. Let's take a look at another one. This time we're going to start at 26 and we're going to add 10 on each time. So our next number will be 36 because the ones are remaining the same and we're adding one more 10 on. Then 46, 56, and all the way up to 96. So this time, let's start at the number 78, but count backwards in tens. So our number will be getting smaller each time, 10 less. So if we start at 78 and we count backwards in tens, the next number will be 68. The ones remain the same, but the tens are getting one smaller each time. Then we've got 58, 48, 38, 28, and all the way back to 8. So you can see, counting back in tens, the tens number gets one smaller each time, and the ones number stays the same. So this time, we're going to count backwards in tens from 61. Why don't you try first before I do it? How did you get on? Okay, let's do it together. 61, 51, 41, 31, 21, 11, 1.
Welcome to the fruit and veg stall, everybody. Now, Wilf has just asked me to look after the stall while he just goes off and does a little job. And he said, while he's gone, he said, please, can I count up to see how many of all the different fruit and veg that he has got? Do you think you can help me, please? Brilliant, thank you very much. Okay, so to help, we might need our number lines. So if you've got that 0 to 100 number line at home, we're going to use that now. So let's start off by counting the apples. Okay, here they are, and all of these apples are in bags of 10. So I'm going to get my number line to help. There it is. Okay, how many apples are there? Can you help me counting in tens? Okay, here we go. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 apples altogether. Oh, fantastic. Okay, let's get rid of the apples. Okay, shall we count the carrots next? Now this is a bit different because we've got a box of 30 carrots and then we've got some bags of 10. I wonder how many that is altogether. Okay, let's get the number line to help. So this time we can start counting at 30 and then count on in tens. Okay, are you ready? 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Oh, Wilf's going to be so pleased. We've got 70 carrots. Okay, off we go with the carrots. Okay, and now, last of all, can we count the oranges? Okay, oh, now we've got a crate of 50 oranges there, and we have got some bags of 10. Okay, so we're going to need to use our number line. Okay, there's our number line, fantastic. Counting from 50, counting in tens. Can you do that with me? Here we go. 50, 60, 70, 80. We've got 80 oranges altogether. Thank you so much for helping me with counting in tens. Wilf is going to be really pleased. Well done, everybody.
Oh, well, thank you so much for helping me with Wilf's fruit and veg stall. He's going to be really pleased. Now, our friend Poppy has now got some number sequences that she wants our help with. So Poppy is asking us if we can complete the sequences. So what can we see? We can see 40, 50, 60, 70, and then two mystery numbers. So what's happening here? 40, 50, 60, 70. So we're counting on in tens. So if we count on in tens from 40 to 50 to 60 to 70, the next number will be 80, and then it will be 90. Okay, let's look at another one. So in this number sequence, we're starting at 72, and then the next number is 62. Then we've got two missing numbers, then 32, 22. So we can spot a pattern here that all of the numbers are ending in 2, so the ones digit isn't changing. But we can see that we start with 7 tens, then 6 tens, so that's 10 less. Then after our two mystery numbers, we've got 32, and then 10 less than that is 22. so we can see that we're counting backwards in tens. So let's see what our mystery numbers are. 72, 62, 52, 42, 32, 22. Okay, get your pen and paper ready because it's time for you to do some number sequences yourself. Take a look at Poppy's number sequences, and as you can see, there are some missing numbers. So see if you can work out what the rule is each time and fill in the missing numbers. Pause the video here, have a go, and then come back once you've done them and we'll go through the answers together. Okay, how did you get on? Well, let's check the answers together. So we'll begin with number 1 on the blue balloons, and the sequence here goes 40, 50, something, something, 80, 90. So we can see the numbers are getting bigger each time, they're getting larger, and they're getting larger by 10. So our sequence is 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. On to number 2 on the orange balloons. We've got 70, 60, 50, so the numbers are getting smaller by 10 each time. We're counting backwards in tens. So the next number after 50 will be 40, 30, 20. Okay, on to number 3 on the green balloons. Now this one's a bit trickier because the missing numbers are at the beginning, so we can have a look at the numbers at the end and work backwards. So it goes 53, 63, 73, 83. So the ones digit is remaining the same. The tens digit is getting larger each time, 50, 60, 70, 80. Let's see if we can count backwards from 83 to find the answers. 83, 73, 63, 53, 43, 33. Number 4 on the gold balloons starts with 39, then there are 3 missing numbers, then there's 79, 89. So if we use what we can see at the end, 79 and 89, well, from 79 we count on 10 to get to 89. The ones digit remains the same. So let's work backwards from the end, from 89. And that means we're going to count backwards in tens. 89, 79, 69, 59, 49 and 39. Finally, on the blue balloons, our missing numbers again are at the beginning, so we might need to work backwards. And our sequence goes something, 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 21, 11, 1. So our ones digit is 1 each time. The tens digit is getting smaller each time. So let's work from the end and count backwards. 1, 11, 21, 31, 41, 51. Well done if you got those sequences correct. Now, our friend Suki is here with another problem for us to solve, and she's got some packets of crayons, but she wants to work out how many she's got all together. So let's work together to see if we can help her out. So Suki would like to know how many crayons she has got all together. She's got a box of 50 crayons and 4 boxes of 10 crayons. How many has she got? Now pause the video here, try and have a go yourself to work out how many crayons she's got, then come back once you've done it. Well, how did we get on? Well, let's see. So we've got 50 to begin with, so let's start counting at 50. So we've got 50 here, and we're going to count on in 10. So 50, add 10 is 60, and another 10 is 70, and then another 10 is 80, and finally another 10 is 90. So altogether, Suki has got 90 crayons. Thank you so much for helping Suki with her crayon problem. Now, we've nearly finished this lesson, but just before we finish, I would just like to show you a special machine I've got, which is called a function machine, and it adds on 10 each time. So we're going to have a number that goes into the machine. In fact, it's 2 machines. It's going to go into one machine, which adds on 10, then another machine, which adds on another 10, and you've got to try and work out which number is going to come out the end of the machine. Okay, here's our first one, and we can see the number 34 is going to go into our machines. It's going to go through the first one, it's going to add on 10, into the next one, it's going to add on 10. What do you think will come out the end? Okay, let's see what happens. So, in goes 34, the machine adds on 10, 44 goes in, and 54 comes out the other end. Well done if you worked that one out. Okay, 80 is about to go in. What do you think is going to come out the end? Let's see. So 80's gone in, adds on 10. 90, adds on another 10. And 100 comes out. Okay, let's try another number. Now, have you noticed on this one that the two machines are set to take away 10 or counting back in tens? So 88 is going into the machines. What is going to happen when it takes off 10 and then takes off another 10? So we're counting backwards in tens twice. Okay, let's work it out together. So remember, if we're taking away 10, counting back in tens, the ones digit remains the same. So 88 goes in, takes away 10, 78 goes into the next machine, and 68 comes out the end. So again, we're taking away tens. 20 is going to go in. What's going to come out at the end? Okay, here we go. 20. Take away 10 is 10. Take away 10 and out comes 0. Well done if you've got it right. Well, that is the end of this lesson on counting forwards and backwards in tens. Now, the best way to get really good at counting in tens is to practice. And the more you practice, the better you will get. In our next lesson, we're going to be counting in fives. So I hope to see you then. Goodbye.